Hey guys, this is Kristian Phillip Valentino. I'm so glad that you found my page and my music. I wanted to take this time right now to give you some background on where I come from and how I started songwriting. So I had musical influences throughout my whole life. I grew up with my parents showing me a lot of different music from the 60s and the 70s that I really fell in love with. And then over the years, my dad, he would buy me instruments every once in a while because he saw that there was something obviously going on with me and how I was able to pick things up kind of quickly when it came to musical instruments. So just over the years, just kind of getting me a bass, and then eventually that led to me doing drums and played drums for a few years. And so I had a little bit of a background in music prior to launching Ramblin' Pan. Ramblin' Pan was a solo acoustic project that I did from 2010 until 2016. And the way I got started with actually wanting to do this as a career was in August of 2010, my dad passed away. And about 2 or 3 weeks later, I ended up losing my job that I had been at for a while as well. And then a few weeks from that, I ended up actually getting broken up with from a relationship that I was in as well. And so it was just a pattern after my dad passed of just within a 4 to 5 week period of just so many things just kind of crumbling all around me. And while I was just pretty much sitting at my apartment at the time that I owned, and I wasn't able to really pay rent, I had this guitar that was just laying around the house. It was a guitar that I had from a friend from a long time ago that I didn't really ever pick up. And I ended up just kind of picking it up after all this had pretty much just kind of happened in my life. And what started out as me just playing guitar led to me eventually coming up with melodies in my head while I was playing, which led to eventually actually getting some lyrics together as well. And I slowly started to see pieces come together where I was actually just creating songs. And I was using this songwriting as a healing balm for me during this grief that I was going through. And it was quite a journey learning all of that, but it seemed to kind of, after a while, just kind of come naturally, and things started to just kind of spill out of me very easily. And it was quite a shock to me, to be honest. I never really thought about maybe music as a career or even trying to pursue that. And so that was pretty wild. And so eventually I ended up starting the project Ramblin' Pan, which right now, I'm not going by Ramblin' Pan anymore. If you want to be able to find some of my older music, you can look up Ramblin' Pan, and then I'll give you kind of a starter kit of where I come from and how my music got started. Thank you so much for listening to my story of my music. There is going to be a part 2 to this where I go into 2010 to 2016 and the journey that I took as Ramblin' Pan. So be sure to hit subscribe and follow me on my journey.